Guys, it's Lost in Plot, and today we have for you Dexter New Blood, Episode 6.
Episode 6 is called Too Many Tuna Sandwiches. It's a really stupid title.
That's right, it's a stupid title, and for me, it fits the episode to a T.
Really? Now,
Yeah.
I didn't think this episode was horrible. I looked at it as kind of a rescue after the last horrible episode, but you're not so much, so tell me.
I looked at this as not a rescue, but the exact opposite. I looked at this as a profound downward spiral into nonsense. And I know that last time we felt bad because you had said, guys, it's safe to come back to Dexter. And you're like, oh, I feel like an asshole because now look what happened. This time I feel like you can tell the people, hey guys, it sucks again. Pay no mind to this particular season.
Man, they had a big mess of shit to clean up after the last episode. And I thought they were trying to do their best here because they had a lot of irrevocable things that happened in the last episode, and they didn't happen in great ways. So they were trying to patch things up and get it back to kind of a logical standpoint, and I thought they jettisoned those points from the last episode that really were the low points, because it's almost like they never happened, right?
Kind of,
They just
yes.
scraped them away.
Kind of yes, but kind of no. They can't just get rid of them. They have to kind of play them out. So
Right.
the very
No, you
first
have to
scene,
keep 'em, yeah.
the very first scene is where it doesn't ring true for me, because that's the scene where Dexter and his love interest, his lady friend, she's discovered something about his past. They have to have
Yeah.
a big scene.
Yeah.
This rang so
was the big
false
one.
to me. It was just a complete garbage scene from start to finish, and I'm just like, oh boy. Oh boy.
That was
And
the scene where if I was one of those writers, I'd be like, oh God, how am I going to write this one? After what they just did, now I have to deal with this.
It was definitely a take-back scene, but the problem is where does it now leave this relationship, which was one of the central relationships of the series set up from the first episode?
Yeah.
Where does it leave it to go now? And it's kind of put it on pause. It's not developing it. It has no momentum at all. It's lost all of its momentum. And now somebody's got to come in, as you say. They've got to rescue that.
I thought it was good at least that they didn't cheat, because Dexter finds out that, someone knows something about his past. And then the question is, how did they find out? Like, who told them? Where did they find it out from? So we know as the audience, but he doesn't make that jump. He actually kind of has to logically investigate and go through a list of suspects. And that takes us on a pretty interesting plot twist that I thought is him kind of following around that podcaster and tracking down the runaway killer a little bit in the same process.
Yeah, that's where they pivoted. And this is the other thing I was about to mention. This is where it gets downright zany. If you had to ask me for an adjective to describe this subplot that's going on through this episode, it's somewhat zany. We've got what was so carefully revealed in the early episodes when they peeled back the layers of information and built intrigue. Now it's just almost hackneyed hijinks is how I would describe it, in terms of how these characters are being forced and stumbling together in what for me feels like manufactured conflict, and really just a hot shotting of what is a key conflict that's going to be coming for the series finale, I'm sure.
I can see that. And maybe it's my position of wanting this to be back on the right track that I'm willing to give them a little bit of credit, because I had such a terrible episode to try and follow up and patch some of these things. But I see your arguments, and you could very well be right, proven right the further we go.
And one of your other concerns that you had mentioned the last time was concerns about what direction they were going to take, particularly with a member of Dexter's past, and if they were going to explore themes of paternalism and
That's still there.
responsibility.
They're still doing it. Yeah.
Not only is it still there, they advanced it and made it even more overt. I mean, the last one tipped its hand and said, yeah, hey guys, this is the direction we're going. This one just like, yep, we're all in, and that's the direction we're going.
The unforgivable thing, and maybe it's me, but I have seen far too many therapy scenes. As soon as I see a therapy scene getting set up in any show or film, I'm furious and I'm just out. I've seen enough therapy sessions, I've seen enough AA sessions, that I feel like it should be retired for the next 5 years at least. No writer should write a scene, interior therapy room, with two people on a couch with a doctor, and you're just having the characters talk about their feelings and thoughts.
Agreed.
Hate those.
That's the definition
Hate those.
of filler. It kills all momentum, and
they did that.
Yeah.
They did that. They ended it pretty quick. They didn't make us linger there. Thank God, because a lot of the shows now that bring this in, they make you linger though. It's like you enjoy seeing people's therapy sessions. It's the last thing. Like you always say, we want to see the characters' actions. We want that to reveal who they are, by what they do, by the actions they take, not sitting on some couch talking to a therapist about things.
Yeah, it's too easy of a way to try and reveal those hard-to-reach areas about your character that you want to put out and make overt. And it's not satisfying from a viewer's standpoint. It's just self-indulgent and narcissistic when you watch the therapy session and people talk about themselves and their feelings.
And you understand why they did it. The theme of this episode is, while we may be done with the past is not done with us.
Right.
It is on the nose. It's a bit heavy-handed, but it kind of makes sense. So let's get down to it. The final verdict for you, it sounds like this is dead in your book.
Oh, it's dead. It is a 3. I did not like this episode at all. This episode cheapened all the other episodes and made me feel bad for having invested my time, quite frankly. This is one of those episodes that I might even walk away from the show entirely based upon how weak I thought this was.
So you think this is more of a season breaker than the one before it?
No. I think the one before it, to your point, I think was... is turning out to be the point. But this one was confirmation of it. I guess after the last one, I'm like, well, maybe they can spin it some interesting directions. Maybe they can add some new characters, some new layers. Nope, this one basically said, yeah, they tipped our hand in the last one. That's all we've got. We're heading down these narrative roads, and now we're just pushing it into kind of a parody type area is what it felt like. Zany hijinks.
Yeah, and you might be right. But I don't know. For some odd reason, I feel like they came in and they did a bit of a rescue job here, and I'm willing to extend them a little bit of faith and credit and keep it alive at a 6 out of 10. But that may be proven wrong very swiftly, because the things you all mentioned are very much still in play with Dexter. And it's such a damn shame that we got to this point. It happened so fast.
Self-inflicted wounds.
It happened so fast.
And you can you can tell there's something wrong. There's discord here and how worth it seeing it, but we're definitely not on board the way we were early on, saying this is headed in the right direction. This is great storytelling. It's moving the right way. Now things have gone off the rails. Can they be saved? Only a few episodes left to see.
And the deck is stacked against us.
Yeah. Guys, that's it for Dexter New Blood. If you've seen it, what are your thoughts? Please provide your comments down below. If you like the video, subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, and we will see you all on the next one.